about us. Think of...
Hello. Let's see. We are live. Hello, Roel. What's going on? Let me make sure we're getting on Instagram. I'm going to get my earphones here in just a second. Can you guys hear me okay? All right. I believe we are live everywhere. All right. What's going on? Let's see where we're at. Andy's going to be joining us tonight. We're going to be answering all your health and wellness questions. Thank you guys for being with us. Roel, I'm good, man. It's been a weird weather week. Been kind of cold, but also now it's hot. Just put the cool on here in the North Knoxville studio. I see you guys. I see you, Tim, on Instagram. Thank you guys for joining us. We're gonna let a few more people come in. Andy's gonna be joining us in 2 seconds. Hold on. He said he's gonna be here in 1 minute. I'm texting him right now. Yeah, it was in the mid 80s today in Tennessee. It was a hot one. It was a hot one. Eats Healthy, what's up? Thank you guys for joining us today. I believe we're live everywhere. Thank you. I'm going to get my earphones. Hold on 1 second, guys. Mark, I think it's going to be light. I owe you a phone call, brother. Foxy Moxie, what's up? All right, let's see here. We're going to let a few more people come in. Thank you guys for being with us. If you guys questions for Andy, go ahead and put them in the comments. Let's see here. If you guys did not check this is a cool episode of the Common Sense MD. If I can get it up here, hold on. Oh, there we go. The root canal controversy with Dr. Susan Creech of Colonial Heights Dental Group. Talked about kind of, some of the fears involved with root canals. I learned a lot from this. I'm kind of scared of the dentist, and this really helped me. So Dr. Creech goes over what actually goes on during a root canal, as well as, kind of modern technology, who needs one, who doesn't. Sometimes they can be a little premature. So definitely check out that episode. And then Robin Real, the star of the show, doesn't explain this episode on Clomid versus enclomiphene. Some of you have heard about Clomid for fertility, as well as, if you're still wanting to have kids as a male and wanting to increase your testosterone, we use Clomid quite a bit. So she talks about Clomid and the difference between that and enclomiphene. Definitely check that out. Enclomiphene is something I know you guys have been hearing about recently. So check that out. Robin does a great job of helping me understand that, which is a difficult task, as Mark in there knows. Let's see. Andy's about ready to roll. I see April's in here. April, what's going on? It's great to see you. I got to see you today in office. Thank you for all that you do, and thank you for being with us tonight. Let's see. Tom, what's up, man? I owe you an email as well. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Tom, you're the best, man. And I didn't get the full Tom workout as I should have. I'm still a little thin. I'm trying to make Andy laugh in the green room, and he's not laughing. Just let me know when you're ready, brother, and we'll get you up here. Let's see here real quick. I want to, as we get some people on here, I'm going to put this up. Mother's Day week is this week. We're doing specials all week, May 5th through 9th. You can see we're doing it in our Knoxville, our West Knoxville, and our Johnson City offices. You can either call or shoot an email in through our website, performancemedicine.net, to take advantage of these discounts. I think this is the second biggest discount of the year for us, but May 5th through 9th, it's all week this week. Huge shout out to the estheticians. We got Jasmine, we got Kelly K, we got Kelly R. Such great stuff happening in our aesthetics department. Thank you guys for all the hard work. I'm sure Esty Bestie will be here soon. I see Ivy and JC with Ivy's here. Barbara, what's up? Jay, great question. We'll get to that. Andrew, ready? Not yet. He's getting his sound. Barbara, what's going on? If you guys got a question for Andy, go ahead and put it in the comments. We're going to get to everyone tonight. We'll be here for next 40 minutes or so until around 8-ish. All right, let's see. I'm trying to see where my other we put this. Are you guys signed up for Performance Weekly? That goes out every single Tuesday at 3. It's kind of the best way to stay in touch with everything that we're doing. We're going to start incorporating what we're doing with the live show into Performance Weekly, just so everyone gets notified that we're live. So if you're not signed up to that, sign up to that. You can sign up on performancemedicine.net, and I believe it's on the first page. But we put this in there. This is a throwback episode that explain this, where Robin talks about melanotan. We've had this come up in office. Had some questions around melanotan as we head into the summer months. As Roel said, it's in the 90s now. Melanotan kind of helps with tanning, and it's there we go. Cool. And there's also a lot of other benefits to it. Let's see here. Grandma Mary, what's up? It is a busy Tuesday. All right, let's see.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Ben, I can hear you. Look at that hair. Look at our hair.
Your hair looks so much better than mine.
No, it's all going off next Monday. I've got an appointment and I've got a shaved face. I feel like Toad from Mario Kart, where he has this very small face and very large head. So yeah, it's just it's craziness. Rachel, I see Rachel's comment. What, Rachel? You are the surprise. Okay, Rachel has been to Knoxville several times and will text me and say, "Hey,
we love you back."
I can't even. She knows how I feel about her. She knows how I feel about Rob, about Wesley, her sweet baby, like the whole thing. Like I'm obsessed. And I need a little bit more heads up, Rachel. Okay, this is about me and Rachel right now. Forget the show, forget the Q&A. Rachel, I need more heads up so that I can plan it. And I will make your Knoxville trip an adventure. I just need a little bit more time. That's it. Oh, Grandma Mary's in the house. Grandma Mary, Kiki. God love it. God love it, Kiki.
Love you, Grandma.
We love you, Kiki. We need you. We do. All the time. Everyone, my face looks like this because I'm in a show right now at the Oak Ridge Playhouse.
It was awesome.
I love supporting local theater, and Jonesboro Repertory Theater I love. And now I've kind of coming back to a home theater for me at the Oak Ridge Playhouse, and I love the Oak Ridge Playhouse. Reggie Law is the artistic director there, and he's fantastic. And Braxton Kaiser, a good friend of ours, Braxton is a brilliant music director doing a show called Company, where I am in the 1970s. So please come out and see it. We have 4 more shows this weekend, so come out and see it if you've got time. Yeah.
And that's in Oak Ridge. Are they the show's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, one each day?
One each day, Thursday through Sunday, a matinee Sunday, and you'll catch some Rogers at the Sunday show if you come there on Mother's Day. But it is a really good theater. It's a very, very high level theater. It's great.
Yep.
If you come out and see it, come see it.
And I can attest, the show was fantastic. I went to the matinee on Sunday. As Andy knows, I'm his biggest fan. I've been to every single show.
Ben has been to every show I've ever done. From small to large, small, medium, large shows, he's been there.
If he's written it, if he's directed it, if he's the star in it, if he's just a extra in it, I'm there.
Remember that show where I fell asleep on the bridge?
Yeah.
That was my whole direction, was I fell asleep on a bridge for 2.5 hours. Who was there? Ben.
I was there. I was there. I like this from Barbara here. Have you played at the Barber?
Oh, Barbara, thank you. No, I have not. I've never auditioned for them, and I would love to. Now they're on a professional schedule, so they do a lot more shows and they rehearse during the day. So I've never been. I asked Dad, Barbara, if you'll send that question to Dad and just say, "Hey, I'm just looking for some more time off to sing and dance." See if he'll let me do that. Actually, for Barter, he probably would. I don't know. I might not be on Barter's level, so. But that's a very, very kind question. So,
thank you, Barbara. All right, Andrew, are you ready to rock and roll?
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it, guys. We're going to answer questions for the next 45 minutes or so. So if you have a question for Andy, go ahead and put it in the comments. And welcome, Andy. Welcome,
We're only doing softball questions today. Softball questions.
I love it. I love it.
Softball questions, no curveballs. Softballs.
Let's start with this one that came over through email. Thank you in advance to all those sending in questions through email. My brother lives in Georgia and has been approached about LT360. He asked our opinion about it, and we had never heard of it. Have you? I'm going to go ahead and give you some context, Ange. It involves a bioenergetic frequency scan, and they sell multiple supplements, which we are big supplement people. We are as well. Question goes on to say, we don't know anything about this technology and wondered if you had any thoughts. Only Google reviews. It seems to be early in development and would appreciate your thoughts. Ange, what's your thought on this? I'll go up here.
Okay, so it's bioresonance? Is that what you said?
Let's see here. Bioenergetic.
Bioenergetic. Okay, it involves bioenergetic frequency scan, and they sell multiple supplements. Okay, so I don't know LT, and the company's called LT360.
Yes.
Okay, so I don't know that particular company, but I understand the concept of what that company is, because there's a company actually in Elizabethton that does something very similar. And I may butcher it, and but there's a similar component with Denise Salmons, and it's Zozo Health and Wellness. So there's a similar component of this bioresonance where they kind of measure the energy, and I don't know how they particularly do it with LT360. But in this holistic world, there's differences between holistic medicine, integrative health, and functional health. They all three kind of have different. We do integrative health, so that kind of incorporates this prescription and nutraceutical therapeutics, where you kind of get a blend of traditional and holistic health. Holistic is like holistic. It is from the earth, and they kind of measure your biofrequency and your energy. It's kind of measuring your energy fields, and they can kind of do it organ specific. So to my understanding, it takes a certain amount of time where they'll scan you head to toe, depending on the type of scan that they have. I've done one where you just put your hand in this thing and it scans you from head to toe and says, your brain is doing well, your thyroid's off, your pancreas is off. So it can kind of measure it through. I don't understand completely the science behind it or how valid it is. A lot of people swear by it, but they create treatment regimens based on what your energy fields look like. So they'll say, your gallbladder's off, you need bile acid salts. And the reason it is off is because it read your field and your energy was off in it. So I don't quite understand the mechanics of it, so I can't attest to its validity. But do I know that people have liked it? Yes. And do I know people that have not really followed through with plans? Yes. I do know that the plans typically, if you just want my personal opinion, I think that I don't think it's for everybody. I think for pretty difficult cases, like for those who have had mold exposures, Lyme disease, some really difficult to treat by traditional health, they find that those are very helpful because they get very individualized treatment plans that are very only supplement based, and it's multi-dosed throughout the day. That was kind of what I found, was that the treatment plans can be very rigorous and very complicated. So if this person, your brother, is up for like, hey, you're going to have a lot of things to do and it's all going to be supplement based, he'll probably feel better from it if you stick with it. But I know they get pretty complicated. There's also just other ways to do it if that's not of interest to him. So I'm always thinking, what's the end goal? The end goal is that you're trying to figure out if something's off with your body or not. So you can do that through a lot of different mechanisms. You can do that through measuring your hormones. You can do that actually by measuring blood. And this is a different testing modality than what traditional health uses. They'll use urine testing, blood testing, stool testing, tissue testing. So it kind of depends on what your route. This is a very long-winded answer because I think this is a complicated and a very good question. It depends on what you're looking to get out of it. So I'd say if your brother feels really good, maybe not. If he's like, I have no idea what's wrong with me, I've tested everything through blood and urine and stool that I can. I've done GI mapping. I've done microbiome testing. I've got my hormones up and I still feel like garbage, then yes, I would pursue this. Does that help?
I like that, Ange. And in a little context, it seems my brother and sister-in-law are 65-ish and relatively good health, but are not currently supplement takers. So seems like the question is this a good route to take at the beginning, or it's yeah.
My opinions, I not to down anybody, my opinion, just personal opinion, is probably not. Probably not. If they feel good or in good health, they just don't take supplements, then I would just start taking some supplements. Really, so everybody knows that, like, you call dad Doc, is that right?
Yeah.
Is that right, Doc? Okay, so Dr. Rogers, our dad, has been in medicine for a long time. He has general recommendations for how to just get into the supplement world. One is just a really good multi. We have our own supplement line. So Dr. Rogers' supplement line is really good because he's taken certain milligrams and certain components of the big ones, vitamin C, vitamin D, even the other ones, vitamin E, and just put them in doses that work and put them in one vitamin. So he recommends like one really good multivitamin. He likes ours because they have really good doses and bioavailability and good sourcing of vitamins. Yes, so that's our super that has all those components in one. And those are high doses of those individual components, like 5,000 IUs of vitamin D. And then he'll recommend an omega and a magnesium on top of it. So like a really good multi that has a high level dose of D and C and probably zinc, and then a separate omega and then a separate magnesium. So if like you can just kind of get into the vitamin world or supplement world through that. If they're interested in testing to see if you're actually deficient, then you can get testing through blood. But if it's like, I relatively feel good, then I think it's kind of a lot to go through if you don't feel good. If you really don't feel good and you've done traditional testing, then I think that's a good option.
And one other thing I'll add that Doc says a lot is adding one supplement at a time. Are you that way too with your patients, Ange? Like when you are adding supplements, do you suggest adding one at a time, or do you add multiple at a time?
It honestly depends on the patient. Some patients are like, I'm not going to take the time to figure out like my response to treatment. They're like, hey, just give me a regimen that works. I'm usually at least vitamin D, omegas, a magnesium, and some sort of complete vitamin. Then I like something for the microbiome, like Digest Shield is great. We're big Digest Shield lovers. It has chitosan. That's something that supports the gut. I've been getting into one called Emmy, which I'm going to talk to Dad about, and I freaking love it. It's like one probiotic. It's just one, and I swear I feel good. So
super interesting.
I like something. It's called Emmy. I don't know. We'll see. It may be bull, but I feel really good right now. So adding in one versus all of them, I'd say it depends on the patient. If they like to know response to treatment data, then yes, add in one at a time. But really, when you're adding in like omegas, vitamin D, I mean, it's all kind of here or there. Really, vitamin D is going to make you feel better. The rest of them are really more for support. Magnesium is going to make you sleep, and magnesium can make you have better bowel movements and blood pressure. So I think adding them all in is okay. Now, if you add in 20 at a time, then no, that's all. And take everything, since we're on supplements, take them with food. I know, like, they're supposed to be spread out throughout the day, and some might be empty stomach or not. There's some that really need to. But if you forget, it's better. I'd say with vitamins, it's better in than out. You know how better out than in? I think vitamins are better in than out. Like, get them in. And then you start to create routines and habits that can fit your lifestyle, but just get them in.
I love that. Great question. Thank you for the question that came in through email. This one did as well. This was in response to the episode we did on Cologuard versus a traditional colonoscopy. Question is, I am considered high risk because my grandfather died of colon cancer, but he smoked and drank heavily. I tried to do a colonoscopy, but it didn't work. Wouldn't it be better for me to use Cologuard rather than do nothing? I've used Cologuard in the past too. What's your thoughts on this?
Totally. Yes. Absolutely use Cologuard. So technically, okay, colonoscopy, I rotated in colorectal surgery. I'm not cut out for colorectal surgery. That was not my gig, but I learned a lot and I appreciate a good bowel movement because of it. If you ever really want to appreciate a good bowel movement, spend 6 weeks putting people's bowels back together and you'll appreciate it. So what a colonoscopy does, colonoscopies, it can be diagnostic and therapeutic. So it's basically taking a scope and it's just going in through the back end. So it's going in through the rectum and it's going up and it's traversing through the large intestine. So it's going all the way up, around, and down, and it's seeing if any polyps are growing. These polyps can be precancerous, cancerous, or benign. And so you can actually clip them out if they're small enough and just get rid of them, which is insane. So very few tests that are diagnostics, especially for screening tests, are also therapeutic as well. So I love a colonoscopy, but colonoscopies can also come with risk. You can perforate the bowel, and so you can have a lot of complications from colonoscopies. So I'm not sure, like, you tried to do a colonoscopy, but it didn't work. It might have been maybe with the prep. There's something called a prep involved with colonoscopies where you have to clear out your bowels. If it's not completely clear, then you can't do a colonoscopy. It also might be too that you have an anatomical abnormality that doesn't allow the scope to go all the way through. So colonoscopies are more invasive. You have to be put under for it too. So the Cologuards, though, are just becoming more and more sensitive and specific, meaning the higher the sensitivity and the higher the specificity, the better the test. So Cologuard is basically taking a stool sample and sending it off. It is testing for DNA fragmentations of cancerous cells. So and it's pretty specific. I think it's like 94% sensitive and 95% specific, or one of the two. So you can do that and feel pretty rest assured that nothing is growing in there, and you don't have to go under, and you don't have to have a scope go up, and you don't have to do a prep, which is really great. Cologuard, you have to do more often. So you have to do every 3 years. A clear colonoscopy can honestly clear you out for 10 years. There's different recommendations based on traditional guidelines. Like if you have family members, so in this post, and I appreciate you putting this out there, that you've had a family member that has had colon cancer before. So that increases your risk and also changes the frequency and the start date of when you can do a colonoscopy. So technically for high risk candidates, a colonoscopy is recommended. And then low risk candidates, no family history, no changes in bowel habits. When you're looking at changes in bowel habits, you're looking at changes in color, like a darker color for blood in the stool, or changes in diameter, because if the stool is going around a growth, it'll change what the stool looks like. So that would be considered a higher risk if you have symptoms. Lower risk, no family history, no symptoms, then Cologuard's a great choice. You just do it more often. A positive Cologuard test, so you're going to have to get a colonoscopy to view and see what that looks like. So wouldn't it be better to use Cologuard rather than do nothing? Absolutely. It's an easy test. It's an easy test. It's a cheap test. Absolutely. Yes, do it. And I'm also fans of colonoscopies for anybody who's listening to this who wants it. I think colonoscopies are good. Going to a skilled person, and we've got a really great referral list for who to send to in the area, both in the Tri-Cities and Knoxville for those.
That's a great question. And this
That's a
question,
really great question.
yeah.
I'm pretty passionate about those because I think that's a
Yeah.
good screening tool. Both of those are really good screening tools, and we're lucky that those are available.
And if anybody wants to dive deeper on this, Cologuard versus colonoscopy, the Common Sense MD from last week, I believe, was on it. If you just search for Cologuard, Tom Rogers, or Performance Medicine, it'll show up.
Will you put Rachel's comment up there? I do love a colonoscopy, Rachel. Yeah. Listen, Rachel and I, we know the colonoscopies, okay? Well, I don't personally know it, but I will. Trust me. Yeah, done.
Thank you, Rachel. Really all right. We got one more here that came in throughout the week, and then we will get to the live questions. So if you got a question for Andy, go ahead and put it in the comments. Question here is it necessary to stop bioidentical hormone replacement therapy before and or after an elective surgery? Great practical question.
It's great. And the answer is no.
Yeah.
Easy breezy. That's the softball question. I'm like, thank you. Thank you. No. That's actually a really great question because I love to kind of know, I love to go through the clinical picture. Surgeries, you are recommended to stop certain medications and restart them with surgeries. Elective surgery means that you're electing to do this. Hey, maybe I don't. It could be plastic surgery. It could be knee replacement or hip replacement. I don't have to do it, but I want to. It's time to do it. I'm choosing when to do it. For a non-elective surgery, it's like me with an appendectomy. You got to get the appendix out because it ruptured. So that was not an elective surgery. I didn't choose to have that surgery. I was out for the count in LA. So with an elective surgery, that means that you can have a little bit more leeway or time, a prep time to start and stop medications. So bioidentical hormones, no, you don't need to, because those hormones would be there during your surgery if you had the hormones. So it's not going to increase your risk, especially with bioidenticals. When you're thinking about starting and stopping medications with surgical intervention, you're thinking about clotting. Hey, do I need to be on blood thinners or not be on blood thinners, or am I going to bleed out on the table? Basically, not clotting, but am I going to bleed out because I'm on a blood thinner? Or do I need to have some sort of clearance with medications that might be contraindicated with anesthesia? So too, some of that stuff, or even clearing the bowels, you're supposed to be NPO or nothing by mouth before a certain time for elective surgeries. So the new semaglutide, tirzepatide, Ozempic, Mounjaro, you're supposed to stop those. I think it's 2 weeks. It may have changed the guidelines, up to 2 weeks prior to surgeries, because you have to have your bowels moving for surgeries. So, but bioidenticals don't have any of that risk, especially with the ones that we use. We're not increasing clotting risk. We're not increasing bleeding risk. And it's not going to mess with anesthesia. I'd actually recommend continuing to do those because I think you'll repair better, especially with testosterone.
Great question. Thank you for all those questions that came in through email. All right, guys, we're going to go into the live portion of the show real quick. I'm going to remind everybody it is Mother's Day week. We're doing our specials all week long, May 5th through 9th. We're doing these in both the Knoxville and Johnson City offices. So call the office that you go to take advantage of these sales. Huge shout out to Jasmine, Kelly K, Kelly R. Thank you guys for all the hard work you do in office. Okay, let's keep going here, guys. If y'all have a question for Andy, we're going to get to every single one tonight. Let's start with Jay here. Thank you, Jay. I've been reading lately that testosterone replacement therapy can increase the risk of getting AFib. What are your thoughts?
Oh, this is a great question, Jay. So I would say no. I don't know the particular study that's maybe saying that, but testosterone therapy, when done well, shouldn't have any pressure on the heart. There's actually some JAMA articles and JAMA studies that say the increase of heart disease or heart-related conditions does not increase when adding in testosterone therapy. Really, with what testosterone can do, so with testosterone in the heart, it can innervate the muscle. So testosterone loves muscle, and your heart is a huge muscle. So if you are roiding out on crazy amounts of T, yeah, it can put pressure on the heart because it's making the heart do a ton of work, pumping out all that blood to all the muscles that it's growing that doesn't need to be there. That's usually in conjunction with T done at the gym. That's also with growth hormone D-ball, Winstrol. There's a lot of those kind of illicit drug use done at the gym. You'll get big, but it can put pressure on the heart. Yes, absolutely. But with AFib, so AFib is an irregular rhythm. So it's an irregular beat, irregular amounts of times. So AFib is a type of electrical conduction that's gone wrong. Basically, you want a normal S1, S2, like a bum bum, bum bum. AFib is bum 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 bum. It just doesn't beat well, and when it doesn't beat, when the beats don't go out at the right time, the blood in the heart can circulate within the ventricles and within the atrium, and it clots. And basically, you can throw a clot, throw a PE. That's the danger with AFib. So no, I haven't seen why it would do that. I don't understand the mechanism of why, but I know that heart disease has been out there, and some cardiologists don't recommend testosterone therapy. And a lot of it is because of the innervation to the muscle in the heart, and also it can thicken the blood through hemoglobin hematocrit. So it loves to make more red blood cells to support the muscle growth that goes out. So you can even see that hemoglobin hematocrit is different between men and women for normals because we have more testosterone than females. So I wouldn't see if anybody has any more information about why it might be doing that. But I think testosterone done well, no, absolutely not. So when we're looking at getting testosterone to the upper limits of normal, with feeling good and having a relief of baseline symptoms, we're not aromatizing too much to estrogen and not thickening the blood, then I don't see any issue with increased risk for AFib. I would see that more with like thyroid replacement. Because yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, you can be thrown into AFib with that.
I'm going to put this up from Roel. Jay, look into the Traverse study. Thank you, Roel, for putting that in there.
What's up, Roel? What's cracking? Let's look at the Traverse study right now as a family. Traverse study. Let's just do it.
I see Motaz is in the building. Motaz, what's going on, man?
It does not increase the risk of major adverse cardiovascular events. Yeah, so that's kind of that. Yeah, it might have been published in JAMA, but there's or New England Journal of Medicine. Yeah, that's great. That's the one where it does not increase cardiovascular risk. Well, come on. You want to work?
Go.
Come on. There.
Anna, I see you. All right, we're gonna
get oh, come on, Anna. What? It's a partay in here tonight.
I think Anna's got a question.
Sweetest, y'all. You can need to even tell in her questions. Can you spell that Foxy Muxy? Oh, Emmy. IMMY is the one that I've been trying. The actual it's M. argyrosum or something. I forget the actual bacterial name, but it's IMMY, Emmy, and it's just one a day. I'm telling you, something's up in that one. I'm going to maybe have Robin do and explain this on that particular bacteria. Digest Shield's the other one that we use, and that is a compilation of prebiotics, probiotics, and digestive enzymes. So that's another one that you can use. Emmy is just one a day, and then Digest Shield can be one a day up to 3 to 4 times a day with each meal. So it just depends on how much you can tolerate. Sometimes you can get too much bacteria, so look out for like GI distress if you don't feel that great with bacteria. Yeah.
Thank you, Foxy Moxie. Let's get to Anna here. Recommendations for memory supplements preventative. We're all thinking about that.
Yeah. Okay. So I actually that's funny you say that. This is going to be a little bit of a loaded question. The one memory supplement I can think of is called Cognitex. It's from Life Extension. And that's one that is for memory and is for brain health. When you're thinking of memory, you're thinking of anything that's going to support cognitive function, thinking of the brain. You remember things with the brain. So how do we support the brain tissue? So I'd say from start to finish, all natural is getting good sleep. Getting good sleep that's where your cerebral spinal fluid, the CSF, recycles and regenerates. So some of these new sleep medicines are actually having improved risk factors for Alzheimer's and dementia because you're sleeping better. If you're sleeping better, your memory is going to improve. So one is sleep. 2 is staying engaged in community and making your brain do something. If you don't make your brain think, it's like having a car that doesn't run. If you don't run the car is going to break down. That can be a brand new car. And if you don't run a brand new car for a year, it's gone. So you've got to use your memory. So you got to be engaged in community. People will do, Ben, do you still do Luminosity?
I used to do that religiously. I don't anymore.
like that's why people do the crossword puzzle or brain games like Luminosity, or even what's that one? The five-letter word of the day, Wordle.
Wordle.
What's another one? So doing something to stimulate your memory and getting out. You know that there was something on TV that I saw today about loneliness. I think it was on CBS Sunday Morning News, that loneliness can actually dramatically increase your risk for Alzheimer's. Like loneliness, it's like worse than smoking. It's actually worse than smoking. I don't know what study that was, but like if you're not in community, you got to get out there and do something. And I actually see that with patients a lot, that they're wanting a magic fix with a pill, and one of it is you got to find some purpose. You got to go out and do something, and that's going to be so much better for your health than Prozac, if that makes sense. So memory supplements, I'm going on a long-winded answer, but this is saying those are kind of the things that do have proof in the pudding to improve memory. And then, of course, hormone optimization. Hormones hit and innervate the brain tissue. All of them do. Progesterone, estrogen, testosterone. So for females, having all three of those in abundance is good, especially estrogen. I've had a patient that improved her brain game scores with getting an estrogen pellet, and she showed me the data. She's the data queen. She's a scientist and brilliant. So getting estrogen is really great for the brain too. Omegas and good fats are really great for the brain. So MCT oil, which is coconut oil, and omegas are really, really good. Omegas that have DHA and EPA, just your brain loves them. Good nutrition, of course. Exercise, of course. All these things are really great. Stress management decreases inflammation. It reduces the oxidative stress of the body and can improve cell senescence, cell aging. I did a handout today on some longevity. It's like a longevity handout. Like there's so much in the news right now about longevity and what you should do and can do. And I think a lot of it is not should, but what can you do and what do you want to do in order to improve your longevity? So improving longevity is going to improve your memory. And so people will do methylene blue, people will do low dose naltrexone, people will do rapamycin, people will do taurine. We have an ultimate aging formula that has apigenin, astragalus, resveratrol, and nicotinamide riboside, all in really good doses that all improve telomere lengthening, and which is a part of aging. It blocks mTOR, which is part of aging, and can help out with cell autophagy, which is recycling of old cells and getting the old cells out and replenishing the new. There's evidence with cold plunges and hot saunas, hyperbaric oxygen therapy. The new stuff and the very invasive stuff is stem cells and mesenchymal stem cells to create new cells. So all that can deal with memory too. And if it's a creatine for brain health, yes. Creatine. Tom, come on. Yes. Tom, just be by my side. Okay. Be by my side. I'm not as strong as you. Don't look at my shoulders. Don't look at me, Tom. I haven't done any of the shoulder work. No, I haven't, Tom, but I'm going to try. Yes. Anna, that's great. Pickleball 2 to 3 times a week. And creatine is great for the brain too. I love creatine. We make creatine naturally, but you can easily supplement with that. So I don't know if that helped out, Anna, but like if you're like looking for one, the one that's on TV all the time is Prevagen. And Cognitex is one from Life Extension that we like. But I think the other stuff is automatically going to improve your memory, and doing something to stimulate your brain to make you remember things, I think is great.
Yeah.
You know how sometimes even there's these two-factor authentication things where you're like, I put in my password and then I have to go. I actually kind of like keeping those on because it makes you remember that number very quickly to input because you have like a certain amount of times. I kind of count it as a brain game.
That's cool. Anna, thank you so much for that. That helps a lot of people, that question, because one, you mentioned a few things that I wasn't even thinking of. And I don't even think of our ultimate aging formula as a memory supplement, but it really is.
Absolutely. It's a good one. I'm telling you that there's good doses of them. It's like,
see if I can find it.
Like 300 milligrams of 300 milligrams of astragalus. Yep. And apigenin. Yeah, it's really good. Really, really good.
Anna, thank you so much for that. Let's get to Motaz. Motaz, thank you for being here tonight. Motaz is asking a quick and perhaps old question. Why would you guys recommend delaying using statins until it is absolutely necessary? I love this question. I love all the
Yeah.
statin questions.
No, that's a quick, but also like a really good question, because statins are used all the time in traditional health. A statin is an HMG CoA's reductase inhibitor. So it's basically decreasing the enzyme that makes LDL, that makes your low density lipoprotein, which is a sticky, fluffy, almost like Velcro instead of bumper car like molecule that goes in and can create an occlusion. The thing about statins is it's not super specific to that cholesterol. Your whole body's made of cholesterol. Every cell you make in your body has cholesterol in the form of sterols. Your brain is made of cholesterol. Your hormones are made from pregnenolone, which is cholesterol. So when you're doing a statin, you're really decreasing all of your cholesterol. There's only a certain number of statins that actually don't cross the blood-brain barrier. So there's a lot of side effect profiles from statins that come from continued use. The biggest one is like muscle pain, like you get like your muscles ache and hurt. But I've had one person that swore her son had a psychiatric break from statins. I've had patients say that they were foggy, that they were depressed. Their hormones went down with it. Statins, a lot of those studies too are done by statin companies. So it's not to say that we're bad mouthing statins. It's just that statins do not have to be the end all be all. And also too, getting your cholesterol to a certain number is not the complete story. So a cholesterol panel, traditional health, is going to have LDL, HDL, total cholesterol, and triglycerides. And that's probably it. But there's also the breakdown of what LDL, how big is your LDL, big, medium, small? How big is your HDL, big, medium, small? It can fractionate a cardiovascular risk score from your HDL. There's lipoprotein little a, apolipoprotein B, which are more genetically inherited risk factors for cholesterol. What is your inflammatory markers? Is there anything in your vessels that the cholesterol is going to stick to? If you don't have injury in your vessels, then the cholesterol doesn't stick to anything. It's like they're good cars on the highway, but when there's an accident on the highway and the good cars get piled up, that's when cholesterol is an issue. So my thing is delaying statins. It's like we might not even need them. I think a certain patient, like a patient who has pretty severe metabolic syndrome, meaning that their liver is involved, the cholesterol is involved, the blood pressure is involved, diabetes and insulin sensitivity is involved, and weight management is involved, then yes, a statin might be helpful to get cholesterol out, because we're already so far past injury in the vessel from a metabolic syndrome. Then usually it's like Crestor 5 milligrams 3 to 5 times a week. But I would get a CT calcium and see if there's any injury in the vessel, and then see what your overall risk factor is, and then do a breakdown of what your genetic risk factors for cholesterol is. Work on nutrition and exercise, things that will decrease your natural cholesterol anyways. Omegas can help out with your triglycerides. I'll use everything before a statin. But that's really why, too, even when Dad started medical school, total cholesterol was 300 and now it's 200, and those numbers are going to go down. So a lot of it is when you put it into a cookie cutter system to where you have a number that makes you get a statin. I usually red flag anything that's like a automatic, you have to do this. I like anything that has color to where you can color the picture more from a clinical tailored standpoint. So that's why I don't love the statin use. But yeah, but that's a great question, because I think a lot of there's a lot of different opinions on what that looks like, and a lot of mainstream medicine really pushes it.
Motaz, does that help? That's a great question, and Andy, I love the explanation there. That was a great explanation of how we kind of look at it. I'm going to put this up for Motaz just to kind of keep with this. I could only find the traditional answers. No one mentioned the fact that it attacks all cholesterol in the body. Okay.
It does. Yeah. I appreciate you putting this. It does. So too, it's not super specific to just LDL that's measurable by blood. There's a lot of cholesterol in your body, a ton of cholesterol. Cholesterol is like a building factor of your life. and cholesterol when it accumulates with sticky cholesterol on injuries. So that's what happens actually in the vessel, is that when there's injury in the vessel, like for me having type 1 diabetes, sugar can cut the vessel, which opens up the vessel, and then it has to heal. And when it heals, it creates these foam cells that come out of the vessel like this. Then cholesterol can stick to that, to plaque, and it creates plaque, and then it creates an occlusion. So a lot of it is getting a little bit more of the clinical picture, but not just a total cholesterol should be your game point. If I were you, I would look at a CT calcium score.
Oh. Motaz, thank you for that. Thank you for letting us talk about that. I know that helped.
Thank you.
Lots of people there. Sandy, what's going on? It's great to see you. Sandy, I hope you're doing wonderful. Sandy's question is, what is best protocol for O2 therapy? And just kind of talk me through what O2 therapy is. I've heard of it.
I'm a clarifying question, Sandy. Is it ozone or is this hyperbaric oxygen? So I would probably say that I don't know the answer, but I know an answer to hyperbaric oxygen therapy, because you can do that for longevity. So hyperbaric oxygen delivers like oxygen to the cells like at like high levels. It's very penetrative. How do I say that?
Penetrative.
Yeah. It really gets into the cells and delivers oxygen right into the cells. So it can improve oxidative stress. It can help with the cell autophagy. So when people do hyperbaric oxygen therapy, people are usually doing it 2 to 3 times a week for 2 to 3 times a week for longevity. You can do it honestly every day for acute management of like acute illness. So if you're trying to have wound healing is really big. Like if you have like a gangrenous foot, you can put it in hyperbaric oxygen therapy and it can heal very quickly. And you can do that every day, but it can be costly and expensive. So if you're looking at it, you can do it once a month, but you can also do it as much to 2 to 3 times a week. Like celebrities are actually kind of big into it because they can afford it, if that makes sense. Am I delayed?
I can see you fine. Are you guys seeing Andy okay?
That's better. I felt delayed for a second, but
okay.
But I think that's great. Now too, Spa Near Me is starting an oxygen bar. I'm thinking too, okay, but I'm wondering how long. So an oxygen bar where you're just like sitting with nasal cannulas, I've seen those. I think that's great. You can do that like whenever you want. There's not a great protocol for like how often you can do oxygen. Like if you want to go to an oxygen bar, go as many times as you want to like feel very clear-headed. I've had people do that to where they feel clear-headed. So yeah, go as often as you want, but hyperbaric oxygen 2 to 3 times a week at most. And then if ozone therapy, that's where they're delivering it into the blood. It's almost like erythropoietin. And I don't know that protocol as well for ozone therapy, but hyperbaric oxygen, that's that. And you're going to an oxygen bar, like go and have fun and have a cocktail. Yes, absolutely. Yep. That's great.
Thank you, Sandy. For
I hope that helps, Sandy. Oh, Edna, I can't even. Oh God love you, Edna. Edna, how are your knees doing? Tell me how those knees are. Edna's the best. She's got those strong knees.
Edna, give us an update in the comments there. I'm going to get to Oliver. Is Artemisia annua good for gums? I hope I'm pronouncing that okay, Oliver. What's your thoughts on this, Andrew?
Okay, so I don't know. I'm so sorry, Oliver. I know artemisinin, but Artemisia annua. I'll have to look this up and get back to you, Oliver. That's not something I know specifically for gums.
Oliver, I'm going to write this down so we can get to it.
That's a good one. I'm throwing this out there. I'm sure you're already doing it, but flossing is good for your gums. So too, like good dental health is amazing. And flossing to get that innervation into the gums. So many people think it's about the tooth, but a lot of it's about the gums and your gum health. Flossing twice a day is going to be just as beneficial for your gums. There's a lot of things on dental health out there right now about toothpaste without SLS, toothpaste without fluoride. These more natural toothpastes are really good and not using like Listerine, although I do because your mouth feels so good like after you do it, but like not using those materials that clean out all the good bacteria, that's healthy for your gums. But that might be a bacteria that might be specific for gums. So maybe that's one. I think bacteria in general is good for gums. Yes. So but that one I'll have to look up.
Oliver, we're going to write that down, and we'll do a little more research on that one. I'm going to put this up from Sandy just to get any, if this changes anything, Ange.
No, I think you're good. I think you're
Okay.
good. Yes. I don't think you have to do it as often. Like that's not I think if you're going for oxygen therapy, I would say that's more acute. Like, hey, I want to feel a little bit more alive. That's why they put oxygen into like casinos to make you stay awake so that you'll gamble more. So I think a lot of that's more for like acute, like I want to feel better right now. For longevity, though, I think the hyperbaric is a little bit more potent for how it delivers into the cell, if that makes sense, because you're in a pressurized system. So I think that would be more for like, I want to feel good going out tonight, or I want to be alert to come see me in a show, whatever, something like that. But I think you're okay with higher saturation, yes. But be careful and listen to your body. If you started getting lightheaded, like take it off.
Let's get to Mark here. Mark's question is, can you tell if
Oh,
ME, the IMMY, is improving inflammation control? Any thoughts on this, Ange?
maybe, yeah. I think it can be. It's really just helping me not stay sick. I have not been sick since taking methylene blue. I had not gotten sick until your wedding, Ben, and I got horribly sick for like I think I got the flu. I didn't test, but I think I got the flu, whatever that strain was, and I got horribly sick. And then going into we're doing some reconstruction around the house. So I've been around dust, being in an old theater. I'm sure I'm around some mold. Like and my exposures, I think I got sick again. So I think a lot of it was just improving my bacterium in my gut to help me heal. But yeah, absolutely, I can feel it helping with inflammation and inflammatory control. So yeah, that's a good one. I'm going to check on that. I think it's called M. aragusum or something like that. So I'll double check. I might throw that out to Robin.
I'm going to put this up this for Sandy. So ozone therapy, I think Mark got it done at our neighbors here, the Functional MD
Yeah,
here in North Knoxville. So thank you.
Thank you, Mark. A great place. If you want to put more comments in there, Mark, about what your experience is like, that'd be great.
Yeah, with ozone therapy, and I do.
I would love.
I think it's ozone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that, Mark. And let's see if we are. I believe we're up to date. Real quick, let's do this because I believe Anna got here late. Tell Anna a little bit about your show.
Oh my God, you're the best. I'm doing a show called Company. It's a 1970s Sondheim musical that follows this guy named Bobby on his 35th birthday party, and his friends, all of his friends are in different parts of their relationships, from newly getting married to getting divorced to being sorry and grateful. It's a whole array. Kids, no kids, and he's kind of discovering it's my life, Anna. That's just what it is. It's very true to life for a lot of mid-30s, and it's a great show. It's like a concept musical that's not told in a linear fashion. So it doesn't start and end in the same place. It just kind of, you saw it, Ben. It's a little bit
fantastic.
It's really great music. I don't know if you've heard like The Ladies Who Lunch, Being Alive, Barcelona, Marry Me a Little. There's really great like standard songs in it. And the Oak Ridge Playhouse, that's where it's playing, is amazing. It's an amazing. Reggie just does such a phenomenal job there. So we're very, very lucky to have it in Knoxville, just like in the Tri-Cities, having Jonesboro Repertory Theater there. We're very lucky.
Thank you, Anna, for that. Yeah, the play was phenomenal, and I'm looking forward to. I know a bunch of our families coming down to see this on Mother's Day. I think Grandma Mary's going to come down Sunday, I believe.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a lot of fun. And Sandy, yes, the rumor is true. I did.
Yes. Taken man. He's a taken man. Yes. Yes.
I did. Thank you,
Wonderful,
Sandy.
wonderful. Amanda's amazing.
Let's see here where we're at. If I don't think we have any more questions, guys. Real quick, can we just give a round of applause to Andy? Andy, you did incredible tonight.
I've gotten enough of that over the weekend. We're good. We're good. I appreciate it. And I appreciate everyone coming here. It's so fun. Like I miss it. It's funny. Like I haven't been on here in a while. I miss everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
God, Mark, Tom, and Sadie, like these are all names I know. I love it. I love it. It just makes me so happy.
Thank you guys so much for these super thoughtful questions.
So nice to spend this time with Ben.
So one, let us know how we did, 1 to 10. If it's a 1, I want a real 1. I want to know it because we can.
I don't want to know. I'm hiding. No, I don't. I will tell you. No, put those comments later. Ben knows I can't handle negative feedback. Okay, only constructive criticism. Ben can read the negative stuff. I can't handle it. I'm a softie. So I'm turning those comments.
See, look, we got 10s, we got 12s.
You're the best. Oh, come on. Yes. Oh, we'll take it.
We've got Edna wants you, and Edna wants you back. I mean, come on.
I'm going to listen, Edna. Listen, I gear up for the holidays because I have all my holiday socks from you, Edna. I do, and I love you. I miss you terribly. I'll be up. This face is a wreck. Kelly's got to fix my face. God love us. Ben, are you wearing a popped collar? No, yeah, please do, Sandy. Yes, please have her come, even just to come hang out with me. We'll talk type 1 and cry a little bit. It'd be great.
Thank you, Sandy, for putting that in there. We're thinking about Amelia. Yep.
Sandy. Yes, absolutely.
Thank you, Anna. 10 plus. I love it. Motaz, thank you so much for the super thoughtful question. That was a wonderful question.
Oh, nice. Yes, thank you. I appreciate that. This has been so fun.
And I've seen a couple people. I see Celeste was in here. We've got Ivy and JC. Yes, we got Ivy in here.
Ivy was here too. Oh, happy birthday! It's Ivy's birthday today.
Ivy, it's your birthday. You didn't say that.
If Connect Teams is correct, it is your birthday. If it's not, then we have it in. Please, can you confirm if that is your birthday or not?
Ivy confirmed that for us. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to Ivy. And I believe Ivy's got a daughter graduating in Georgia this weekend. Congratulations to your daughter. That's awesome. Yes, so it is. Happy birthday, Ivy. That's incredible.
Birthday, Ivy. Oh, we're so lucky to have you. We're so lucky. What?
That's all we need right there. That's all we need.
Petey, I text Rachel. I was like, don't ask any Pete's questions. I don't know them. Okay. I don't know them. I don't. Unless it's some odd ones, but.
Ivy, happy 40th. I hope this is the best year ever. That's amazing. That's amazing. Thank you so much. Andy, what a job, man. Great job today. Thank you so much for doing this. I see you, plate man. All right, brother. Let's call it a show. Let's call it a podcast.
Take us out, Brad.
Brad, where you at? We love you guys. Thank y'all so much. We will be back next week, Tuesday, 7 to 8, to answer all your health and wellness questions. Thank you for the wonderful questions tonight. Andrew, I love you, brother.
Love you too, Ben.
Let's see my outro. Brad.
Don't go away.